Obviously.
It came from
the high street.
Navy double feature today as we cover Navy SEALs vs Zombies and the Immortal, the Navy versus the Night Monster. Right, firstly, the most modern one from 2015, Navy SEALs vs Zombies, directed by a NASCAR driver apparently, and it sure as shit shows. Let's get down to it. 10 points goes to the fact that it's really Navy SEALs versus zombies and not much more. There is some bioterrorism, there's some government conspiracy bollocks in here, and that's the only distraction from the basic concept, which is a bunch of highly trained SEALs going up against the army of the undead. There is not much I can say apart from that. It delivers on that concept. So, you know, bare bones, but it works. Minus 10 points goes to the fact that it's bloodless, because it's not a gore heavy film, not at all. Not at least not for a zombie film. It is quite tame. It's more of a 28 Days Later kind of breed of zombie we're dealing with here. Still, there's not much blood, and it kind of is more of an action film than a horror film. Though it has some horror elements in it, it's not definitely more action than horror. Zombies are just target practice here. There's no real backstory for them. They're just there to get shot. And that comes up to 0 points for military propaganda, or more specifically, Navy propaganda. Oh, fucking, where to start with this? The whole ending. Let's start with the ending. That always works. The ending is this whole fucking monologue about how the world is dangerous now. Got G's, I wonder why. And the fact that these well-trained guys are there to protect us and save the day. And it's quite as simple as that. Take it or leave it, this element of the film veers it into the psychotronic kinda, because it's basically Act of Valor with zombies when it takes on this angle. I mean, so many that I just can't. I'm just going to put visuals up here. I just can't. Just too many to describe, or even fucking bother to remember, because it's so not in your face. Yet it's clearly there. I can't not look at it, but I can't be fucked to really remember it now. But trust me.
I know I was a pain in the ass growing up, but you guys took me in. Gave me a chance when nobody else did. Damn, you guys are Navy SEALs!
There you go. Minus 10 points goes to Finn characterization. There are cliched character types in here, like the investigative reporter who gets caught up in all the frenzy. You know, we haven't seen that in a few fucking horror movies, have we? And there's also like the scientist that will save the day. Finn characterization means useless characters, means waste of my fucking time and of yours, dear viewer. So I would avoid finding any substance in the side characters, because they're just there to either get eaten or forward the plot. Nothing interesting going on there, except for the SEALs, but that's when it comes to our next minus 10 for the poor casting of the SEALs. We have about 4 or 5. All of these motherfuckers are fat and got beards, apart from the new one who hasn't got the beard. The symbolism is off the fucking charts. It kinda can be funny, the fact that these clearly bulky in the wrong way dudes are pretending that they are some of the most highly trained soldiers in the world, and we don't fucking buy it because of their physique, but also because of their mid-range acting skills, but mostly because of their physique, because that's the way people are, fucking shallow. But what can you do? You're fat, you're a SEAL, but you're not a Navy SEAL. Get over it. -10 goes to the cheap as fuck production. Cheap. Film's fucking bollocking cheap. Shots of alleyways, you can see moving cars in the background. They couldn't rock that shit off. Gun cam video effects, like in Zero Dark 30, remember that? And like, it's okay. And all of this criticism goes towards the same area, in that it's in that which is mediocrity within its genre, within its two genres, double mediocrity. It's the tepid action film, tepid horror film. Partly because it is set in New Orleans, but there is no mention of voodoo whatsoever. Now there is more to the Soul State, I understand, than just Cajun food and head shrinking. But you know, come on, it's such a tangible link, zombies and voodoo, and with a state that is so recognised with the practice, you have to think it's just a missed opportunity, and it could have added some real flavour. Okay, maybe not. But still, you could have done something with that. Navy SEALs versus zombies, I might understand. I was kind of expecting kind of a biological Resident Evil explanation for everything. But if you throw in fucking supernatural in there, then, oh lord, hold on. You were mixing genres, and I fucking expected that. But now you're mixing aesthetics. You're mixing certain aesthetics, and you're actually mixing two genres that don't normally go together. You're mixing sub-genres, So you're not only mixing zombie horror and army action, you would have been mixing zombie horror and supernatural horror, and that would have been something. But no, I'd forget it. It does get 3 points though for glorious stock footage of fighter jets, because they sure as shit weren't going to film any original footage with those, even though that if they had handed a script to the army, they probably, to the Navy, they would have not have any issues, because it doesn't, no criticisms here whatsoever. They're really just the best of the best, and they're fighting the undead. It's fluff, but still, they would have not had the fucking budget. I mean, like, this wouldn't have even been the limo budget for fucking Apocalypse Now. I mean, like, it didn't have limos. It wouldn't have been the fucking Jeep petrol budget for Apocalypse Now. That is how cheap this film looks. So overall, Navy SEALs versus Zombies gets 63. 63. It is a tepid film. Rather bland, really. It has some odd bits of humour in there lying around.
I'm infected, but it's pink eye.
I think the best compliment I can give it is that it is, I repeat, act of valor with zombies. That's the best I can give it. Mediocre direction. I mean, the score is roughly around the same as like Badge of Honor, and that's mainly because these two films are just low end. They are low end, unambitious. It's boring. It's a fucking boring film. And these are kind of testing my limit, because this is the reason why people don't review films like this on YouTube. This is the reason why this does get into obscurity. And the reason why it is £1 in Kex, like I picked it up for. Because it is just there. That's all I can say about this film, it's just there. Right, and now on to our special attraction. VHS. I picked this baby up at a place which still fucking sells VHS, some little hipster store in Brighton, where else. And it was for £9 because it's a fucking hipster store and they don't allow plebs in there usually. But I was with good company, so I was in disguise, let's say. Simply put, The Navy vs. the Night Monster is an infamous psychotronic film. It was in the original psychotronic film book, you know, my Tijuana Bible, that is right over there along with its sister publication. And it's just of that era, the 50s, 60s monster movie, that's kind of it. The fucking pace of Navy vs. the Night Monsters gets a -600. It's a fucking slow film. You kind of should expect it for a 50s, 60s B movie, but even I have my limits. I can't even tell you what the plot of this fucking thing is. Not only because it's incoherent, but because it's just so fucking boring. I have no idea whether this film, this version of the film, the First Class Films release of it, is cut. I really do not. The running time says 64 minutes. IMDb says otherwise. -100 for not knowing whether it's cut or not. Not whether I got the full fuck all package. -50 points go to the Dead on Arrival comedic relief.
Can't you ever do anything right, Phillips?
Fucking, it was awful. The only thing funny about this, and what got 20 points, was the bitchy dialogue.
Well, Mrs. Spaulding, if your face was a weather report, I'd say there was a typhoon brewing.
Everyone's a fucking queen in this. Whether you're a fucking Navy admiral, relishing in glee of bombing his own men. I think that was a thing at the end.
There's your answer, Admiral.
What?
Napalm.
Of course. Firebombs. Frank, let's get right on this.
But everyone is so sardonic in this. I definitely remember that from the first 30 or 40 minutes. That people just liked putting each other down.
Oh, what a face-to-face so early in the morning.
Well, all due respect, sir, but have you taken a look at yourself lately?
And like, it was a common occurrence. Apart from the bland as fuck love story,
After all these months together on this pile of rock, is that all I'm gonna get?
everyone was a real cunt to one another. And that was fun. 30 points goes again to glorious stock footage. Especially at the beginning, where it's like there's some there's an expeditioner or whatever you call the fucking people who, the fucking white guys who found Africa. Those kind of guys, archaeologists, people in shorts. They weren't in shorts, this is the Antarctic, but they were mushing dogs on a sleigh in 16mm, where the rest of the fucking film was 35, and it was fun to watch because the narration was all serious and such.
Antarctica, the frozen continent at the bottom of the world. A continent as mysterious and unknown as the other planets of our solar system.
Science, 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 Navy. Science, science, science. Tree monsters. What? 10 points goes to penguins. Because I like penguins. So, all in all, The Navy vs. the Night Monsters goes from £9, equaling 900 points, down to 210 points in my made up math equation. 790, I know math, 790 points down. That's incredible. That's a record for this show. It is one of the most regretful purchases I've made in quite a while. I only did it because I don't go to Brighton so often, and I'm thinking, oh, since I'm in the area, and since because no one sells VHS anymore on the high street, and just like, it's just holding it in your fucking hand, it's so tempting. But again, British VHS is mostly shit because the BBFC cut everything to fucking ribbons. So if you want anything valuable, you have to go pre-cert, and all of them were bought up by fucking Tory yappies whilst they were simultaneously asking them for it to be banned, so their stock could rise in value. Conspiracy. But apart from that, yeah, this was a very boring fucking film and definitely not worth £9. Maybe £1. Maybe £2. Free. No one sells them anymore. £3, but not a fucking penny more, Si. Alright? So, competition! Because what else is there on the internet? Obviously, Navy SEALs vs Zombies wins. Even though that I fucking rallied on this film, it is mediocre. It is kind of a time waster. And just that. But there's something there. It was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. It did its job well enough. From a film with an absurd premise and an absurd title like Navy SEALs vs Zombies, it delivered because it was straight-faced. It wasn't a farce at all. And even though that it might have needed a little brevity, still fine. I mean, I knew from the fucking trailer that this was going to win, really, because I know these films. I know them. Mainly because I watched it before I did the show. Oh my god. But seriously, before this, I knew. This was a 12 rated film in 1995 amidst the height of James Bolger and Rettendon, when the BBFC was at its most draconian. Nothing of interest was going to get past if it was in the horror category, and even the action category. So I'm not surprised that this had barely anything of note in it. I mean, Ed Wood, this is not. I mean, I don't know why this is considered in that pantheon. Maybe because I should have paid attention to the story. Maybe it was more fucking crazy than it was. I remember an image of like fucking tree stumps moving on their own near the end. They fucking napalmed the island because it was Nam. Nam at the time. It wasn't Nam here, but who cares? Fucking napalm the bitch. And just fucking slide that fire in. And fucking tree stumps walk on their own. Some of them shoot acid. And I don't care. Enough. These films have already occupied my headspace enough. I definitely recommend Navy SEALs vs Zombies over the Navy versus the Night Monsters. Zombies make the better enemy than fucking acidic trees. Navy SEALs vs the Zombies is okay if you want to forget about your inevitable death for 88 minutes. Buy it! You know you want to, because it's shit! Not the good kind of shit that wastes your fucking time. It's a shit because it's sincere bad. It's a bad film that tried to be good, but no art. There's no fucking art in this. Maybe a good fucking special effects. Some fucking good video effects. Done in fucking post. But there was no intention of making something that was remotely unique or interesting. Just a fucking Ken doll meets Barbie smash of Genoa. And I don't like it. Bye.